Mayo Clinic stated that 7 out of 10 Americans are on prescription drugs, and 50% are on 2 or more. It's my hope today that you'll gain knowledge on alternative medicines. Alternative medicines promote health and prevent diseases and illnesses. 2 years ago, my husband and I made the switch to an alternative medicine lifestyle, and it made all the difference in our lives. We were also lucky enough to get trained by a naturopath in our home. Today, we're going to go through the types of alternative medicine, explain how drugs are harmful rather than helpful, and discuss the alternative to the most common drugs. So first, we're going to talk about the types of drugs. First, there's acupuncture. Acupuncture is when you push small needles into your skin, and it's used to alleviate pain. It can also be used for headaches. Second is Ayurveda. It's the oldest type of medicine, and it dates back to 3,000 years ago. The goal of Ayurveda is to get rid of undigested food in your body that can lead to illnesses. Next is homeopathy. Homeopathy is the theory that the body will heal itself. Next is naturopathy. Naturopathy is the belief that disease can be treated without drugs using diet, exercise, and massage. So now that we know the types, we're going to talk about the most common drugs on the market today. One of the first most common drugs are statins. Statins help control cholesterol. The next are antibiotics. Antibiotics can be used anything for ear infections, strep throat. They're pretty common for most people to take antibiotics. Antipsychotics are for psychosis, and they're actually being diagnosed for things that are unrelated to psychosis now. Next are opioids. Opioids are used for pain, usually when someone is in an accident or has severe trauma, they will use opioids. And the next is proton pump inhibitors, and those are used for the controlling of gastric acid. Next is selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, and those are the most common depression drug. Now my question is, why would you choose to manage your illness instead of reverse it? Why live with it when you can be free of it? I want to go back to those drugs and talk about their alternatives. So statin is used to control cholesterol. Instead, you could use a diet change. Cholesterol is caused by our food, so if you change your food, you wouldn't have a problem with your cholesterol anymore. You also wouldn't run the risk of getting brain and liver damage. With antibiotics, those can cause disabilities. A study done in Washington University stated that garlic is 100 times more effective than the 2 most common antibiotics. With antipsychotics, they can raise your blood sugar, and instead of doing the antipsychotics, most people can actually change their diet, their sleeping patterns, and add supplements such as omega-3s and vitamin D to their diet. For opioids, they're the leading cause of death in America, or one of them. An alternative to opioids is actually water, and not just drinking water, but contrast baths, acupuncture, and massage. Proton pump inhibitors, even though they help with gastric acid, they actually cause weight gain. So instead of gaining weight by changing your diet and eating less sugar, you'll actually get rid of all your issues with that. For depression, it can lead to heart disease by using the SSI drugs. Instead of taking those, it's another thing that's managed by diet, sleep, water, and exercise. Plato said, "Let thy food be thy medicine, and thy medicine be thy food." There was a lady named Beth Ann, and she's from Indiana. She had multiple illnesses until one day she decided to change her life. She decided to start eating healthier, drinking more water, sleeping more, and the results were reversed in total in everything, in all her illnesses. She had osteoporosis, she had fibromyalgia, everything was reversed. Again, today we went through the types of alternative medicine. We went through how drugs can be more harmful than helpful and the alternatives to those prescriptions. It's my hope that today you've learned how to promote health and wellness through alternatives, that it's not just to get rid of a problem in your life. It actually can make you happier. It can make you less stressed out. You can lose weight. It's really a lifestyle change and not just a medicine. Thank you for listening. Oh my God. gosh, I'm gonna throw up. I'm glad it's done.